Okay, I'm going to make this quick as possible. First of all, the fact that we're even having this discussion to me is ludicrous. Because at the end of the day, people are going to do what they want, as it should be. Listen, if somebody's trying to take away your freedom of choice, watch out. There's a really good channel on here that I want to direct y'all to. This is a side note. The name of the channel is Anti-Afro Svengalis. I'm going to put it down in the bottom in the description. Uh, the reason I mention that channel, I will get to that in a moment. But she said, this channel, um, Anti-Afro Svengalis, it's a woman. She said, you don't have to agree with what he's saying. You can disagree or agree. But what she was basically saying was, we need freedom of choice. We were once slaves. Black people were once slaves. We didn't have any choices. We had masters that made the decisions for us. And now you have another modern day slave master that's saying, you need to do this, you need to do that. And, this is typically this person that identifies as Umar Johnson, uh, that's typically his MO, to go ahead and say, okay, this is what black people need. Very overpowering, very forceful, very it's one thing to be passionate, but I don't feel like he can have a real debate with anyone or discussion, especially if you disagree with him. He's gonna talk over you. He's gonna call you names. The fact that he called that man a coon. Now, true, the man called him a liar, but liar is one thing, and he is a liar. That's why I said the man that we refer to as Umar Johnson. Who knows what his real name is? Is it Jermaine Shoemake? But anyway, that's another discussion. To call that man a coon on national TV, I was floored. I was like, and then why does TV1 keep even having him? Why do they keep having this fraud? TV1. Why? I wanted to know why the Breakfast Club I could more see, but TV1? They're supposed to be reputable. This person isn't even a real doctor. Then he had PhD behind his name. I'm like, are we that desperate for somebody that will fall for anything? By the way, if you try to research his name, something is going to pop up, but that's not him. He stole another person's name and identity and credentials. I wish to goodness the real Dr. Umar Johnson would come forward and say, hey, wait a minute. He stole someone's name. That's not even his name. His father did not rename him that shit. He stole somebody's name. Okay? If you're renaming your child, which some people do, to like an African name or another name later on when they're a little bit older, 10 or however old, why would you change their last name too? If it's for Afrocentric purposes, why would you give them the last name Johnson? Like, I don't get it. Everything that comes out of this man's mouth damn near is a lie. But the reason I gave y'all Anti-Afro Svengali channel name is because she has facts. I know a lot of people don't like facts. They're like, oh no, facts. Oh no, I don't want facts. But she has facts that will back up what I'm saying. Like, I'm not just saying this because I don't like him or for whatever reason that people might try to put out there. Look at the facts. This man is not who he says he is. Therefore, the reason that matters is because it shows he has an ulterior motive, that he has another agenda. Money. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong, is something wrong with making money, but it is when it's under false pretenses. It is when you're not going to really build a school. But anyway, back to the interracial thing. A lot of people in comments about this topic, because I went on several other videos, are saying things like, well, black people, we need to marry within our race because other races, they make decisions like that and they keep it within their race so they can maintain their community. I was like, really? You think people really think that deep? The average person, let me tell you, they're not thinking that deep. Of other races, a white person, an Indian person, a Mexican person, they're not thinking that deep. Hispanic, whatever, they're not thinking that deep. They're getting married because they like the person, and I'm going to tell you something. It's the same thing as when people say all the kids in the lunchroom sit in groups based on race. Like you might have the black cafeteria table, the white cafeteria table, the Indian cafeteria table, the Asians sit together. It's not so much based on race, it's based on commonality and culture and experiences. You want to sit with people that have similar culture to you, similar experience, similar background. And a lot of times that has to do with race or national origin. And same thing with marriage. I don't think it's that people from other races and from the black race think, oh, I need to solidify power within my community, so I'm going to marry within my race. White people ain't going out here saying that. Y'all really think most people think that deep? They don't think that deep. They're just getting married to someone that has a similar culture, background, and usually ideology as them. And that just happens to be a white person. When you think about it like that, it makes sense. Same thing with the cafeteria table example. The only people that I know that think like that on the regular that I know of are people on the very, very, very top tier of power and money, like royal families. People like the DuPonts or the 1%, not these entertainers and stuff. I'm talking about the 1%, for real 1%. Like I said, like the DuPont family or a royal family or people that are really, really in positions of wealth and power, to where if they did marry, and it's not even about race at that point to me. It's about someone that can solidify your wealth and power to keep it going. Like a daughter marry from, okay, like if a DuPont daughter marries a son from, I don't know, an oil rich company, and they can solidify that power, that's when it really make a difference. Like if I go out and I marry a white man, it ain't, or a black man or a Mexican man, whatever, Hispanic man, I keep saying Mexican, it ain't gonna make a damn difference, y'all. It's not. You know why? I can back this up with facts. Hold up. Here are these facts. Interracial marriage accounts for a very low percentage of marriages, especially within the black community. So, by the way, you can check that. I'm not like Umar. I don't just throw out fake facts and figures without no reference. He does that. It drives me crazy. He just makes up shit. But anyway, if maintaining power and money was really the solution to the black community's problems, it would have been solved long ago, because we usually marry within our own race. We do. Black people and people in general usually marry within their own race. So what gives? If that was the solution, and I'm not trying to oversimplify this, I know it's more complex a problem than that, but him and people that support things like this are making it seem like this is the solution. If you marry outside your race, you're fucking your community up. Black people don't marry outside their race as much as you think they do. They don't. That's why I don't understand what the issue is. They act like it's just a phenomenon that's just taking over. Like, you could check the statistics. There aren't a lot of interracial marriages in America. Not compared to the other marriages. No, they're not. They're not. So, I said that to say, it don't really, in my opinion, it don't really make a difference unless you're on that top tier of power and wealth. Who you marry really don't make a damn difference in your community. You want to think it does and it has this profound impact, but if that was the case, it would have had an impact a long time ago. So, at the end of the day, people, you got to make decisions for you. Those people on the top tiers that do marry for wealth and power, they usually have a mistress. They be marrying for political reasons, for power or wealth. And, that's another segment of the community that might marry for alternative reasons other than love, is political. People in political power. But, listen, you got to make decisions for yourself. These people that marry like that, they usually have somebody on the side. The men and